Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Boudreau here. So one of our writing strategies that we like to use is RACES, right? It stands for restate, answer, cite, explain, summarize. So what that means is when you have to give an answer where you need text evidence, an expository answer, when you have to explain something, these are the 5 steps. You follow these steps, you'll always have a 4 to 5 sentence paragraph. You'll always have all you need, okay? So this is what you do. Restate the R. You turn the question into a sentence that states what you are answering. You give your answer to the question for the A. Sometimes the R and the A are in one sentence. Sometimes they're separated. The cite means to give a piece of text evidence. Prove your answer true. Where did the evidence come from? Why is what you're saying true? It's not just your opinion, but here's text evidence to prove it. Explain, then I say, okay, that text evidence I had makes my answer true because, right? That's what the explain does. And then the summarizer brings it all together. And just in one little sentence, if I only had time to read one sentence, it would kind of tell me what your whole answer is about. So here's an example, right? Here's a little text I read about football. People used to play football bareheaded. After many injuries, players began to use plain leather caps. Plastic helmets and masks appeared later. Still, many players were getting hurt. Helmets better, designers studied woodpeckers. Their tough, spongy skulls became the model for modern football helmets. So here's the question based on that reading. What title would help a reader remember the main idea of this passage? So this is an organizer that you could do if you're not ready for sentences yet. My restate. Okay, so what title would help a reader remember the main idea of the passage is the question. So I go, okay, titles help readers to understand the main idea of a text. I just took the words and reordered them into a sentence. Now, what's a title I would make up? I would say Woodpecker Football. Where's my evidence to prove why that's a good title? To make helmets better, designers studied woodpeckers. Explain it. Why would I do this? Well, I would talk about how it has a tough skull. I talk about how it hits its head a lot. I would talk about how it's a good model to keep players safe. Notice this is just notes here. And then my summarizer, I have to say the title again and put my main ideas together. So here is an answer. And what you're going to do is you're going to color code the steps to show that you know the steps of RACES. So titles help readers to understand the main idea of a text. A good title for this passage about the inspiration for football helmets would be Woodpecker Football. The text clearly states, to make helmets better, designers studied woodpeckers. In other words, in order to keep football players safe, they studied a creature with a tough skull whose head gets banged around a lot. This was a good model to use to keep football players safe when hitting their heads constantly. In conclusion, the title Woodpecker Football is attention-getting and brings together the 2 main ideas of this passage, football and woodpeckers. Now, in red, right, I'm going to do the R, the restate. So here's my restate. So I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to change the text to red. All right. Answer. When do I say the answer? Here's the sentence where I say the answer. So I'm going to highlight it and change the text to yellow. And you're just going to follow. So you're going to do that for the 5 letters. Okay. And then italicize, make slanted the phrase. So when I know something's coming from the text, I'm going to put that in italics. And I'm going to underline a transition, such as in conclusion, next, in other words, on the other hand, for example, things like that. So that's what I want you to do and then submit. Good luck.